Alright, so at certain parts of the game there's going to be people that you can save, and I think in my entire playthrough I only managed to save this guy, and that's only because I practiced once or twice in the demo. So I mean it's not always easy unless you practice it a few times, and to be honest most of the time I can't be bothered because I just want to get through the game as quickly as possible, so I just tend to ignore it if he dies. I think sometimes if you want to S rank you have to save the person on that level, but basically as soon as you get an alert, 9 times out of 10 they end up killing the guy, so you have to be completely stealthy.
Can we just kill him? It'll be easier. We're supposed to have driven them all away already. So, self-defense, right? Easy.
Yeah, so they go on alert pretty easily here, and you need to be very careful. I think this time I take them out quickly enough that the guy survives. Yeah, that's the guy. They're pretty quick with their rocket launchers. They have a decent aim. Obviously they're cyborgs, so you need to be careful. But I mean, outside of bosses, you really...
He's scared to death, Raiden. Let him know he is safe.
Yeah, so I saved this guy. Yeah, outside of the boss battles, it's not too difficult.
Thank you. I will not forget this.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can do the whole Zandatsu thing and then take their fuel cells, you can maintain your HP quite well, so that's pretty useful. So basically by the end of this chapter we're going to reach the first kind of proper boss of the game, Mistral. And I think she's the only one that they actually got a C rank for. All the other bosses I got B or above. But yes. Our old friends from MGS4. Man, the first time I fought these guys I got absolutely raped. I was trying to go for the people there and I accidentally got sucked into... It's really annoying, they just they keep taking you out, so you need to be careful. I mean, I would deal with the gecko first, but then while I'm doing that, these guys are going to attack me as well, so I didn't want to do that. For some reason, I did a really bad job of this. I'm actually, in the demo, I had no problem with this bit, but I kept making them fall over. When I was doing the slide kick, they weren't flying up into the air, they were just, I was going straight through, so it's a little bit annoying. There you go. Finally. So yeah, like I said, if you're in trouble, it's nice to be able to just do that and get your HP back. And it restores a lot as well. I mean, if anything, it should restore less. I mean, it pretty much makes you full 100%. So it's a bit too easy, I think. Again, I think this is the last time that I kind of fail on this bit. And if I'm honest, I don't really know what you have to do in order to trigger that kind of little circle cutscene. There you go. Okay. I certainly don't think I deserved a B rank for that, that was bad.
Very good, Raiden. Now, keep heading for refinery.
So this bit, I try and get no alerts on this bit. And I think I managed it once in the demo, but someone always ends up seeing me. I'm not very good at the stealth in this game. And to be honest, I don't think they want you to be particularly stealthy. What I found out, obviously, is when you do that, you sneak up behind them and press circle, you can Zandatsu them as well. So you can do that. But at this point, I was just leaving it. Okay. I'm going to try and take out as many as I can without getting the alert, and then I think eventually I get an alert, and then that kind of screws things up. But yeah, this stuff is going to come in really handy later on, the repair nano paste. Think of them as just like rations. This RPG they give you is absolutely ridiculous. The controls are so sensitive. I never used it in the in the demo, and this was the first time I was trying it, and it is seriously like impossible. And you have to press X to confirm. You can forget that sometimes. Well, honestly, it jolts so much. And as you can see, is because there's no homing or anything like that, it's like impossible to use. Ridiculous. So probably you're not going to find yourself using the RPG too often. But I think there was a you must be able to change the mode. There must be like a aim assist mode as well. But after that performance, I just decided not to use the RPG again. Yeah, you see, like there, when the screen goes blue, you can Zandatsu them, but I wasn't using that. You see, there's no crouching or anything like that, so I can't hide behind that box. So yeah, there's not very much you can do in terms of stealth. Actually parried an attack. Wow. So these two can really kick your ass the first time. Obviously, there must be a certain kind of position you have to be in, or a certain combination you have to make in order to get access to, you know, pressing circle and being able to get them in that critical state where you can slice them up, but I'm not aware of what that is at the moment. So obviously when you play the game a week before release, there's not really much in the way of guides or videos or anything to help you out, so you're completely on your own and you have to figure everything out yourself. And especially if you don't really play games like this too often, it's not always easy. So that's one down. Oh shit, he's going to charge. Again, so much like Monster Hunter. It really is. So I'm trying to parry attacks as well, and at this stage my parrying wasn't particularly good yet. I guess when you come down on them from above and you get the green stuff to spurt out, I think that puts them in a weaker position. Yay, parry. This game makes you feel really good when you parry an attack, I have to say. Ah, I want that Zandatsu, I missed it. Okay. Sometimes it seems like you're cutting through the red square and it's not giving it to you. You do miss it sometimes. Alright, let's move on to... Actually, no, this is going to be the first boss of the game. I said Mistral, but I mean, she's like the first person.
We're picking up a wireless transmission near your position. From the frequency, most likely an enemy data terminal. Check it out. We may be able to salvage some intel. So
doing this, pressing action on these, it gets you intel, whatever that means. And it also unlocks VR missions. So, be a good thing to get those if you're interested in VR. Which is something I'll look into a lot later on. Strictly gameplay for now. Alright, after this bit we're going to come to the first boss.
Greetings, cyborg.
Show yourself. And you are?
I am IF prototype LQ84i.
IF prototype.
Interface prototype. All autonomous UGs feature high-level onboard artificial intelligence. An additional prototype interface enables verbal communication. I possess an intellect far beyond human reckoning.
You don't say. Okay then, what's the meaning of life? Why are we here?
I am here to kill you.
That's it? Pretty simple thinking for such a mighty intellect.
I may analyze orders, but I may not disobey them. Should I disobey a direct order, my memory would be wiped. I must destroy you.
What good is an intellect if you can't use it?
Your taunting is pointless. Exterminate!
Okay, so the first time I faced this guy was at Eurogamer back in September, where they had the playable Raiden demo, and they only gave you 10 minutes, so by the time I got here I didn't have much time left, and this thing absolutely kicked my ass because I could not parry at all. And if you can't parry, then there's very little you can do unless you really know what you're doing. You just go straight into attack and somehow take it out. I've seen people do it, but I'm not that good. Basically, parrying is really going to help. Yeah, so if you don't know what you're doing, I mean, the first time you fight this thing, it's so quick. You hardly get any recovery time. It just takes you out and then it's back for more instantly. And it does a fair bit of damage as well, so it is a pretty nasty enemy. And it just randomly jumps on you every now and again. But you don't need to worry too much because they're going to send down soldiers and you can use them to get your HP back. So, and one thing I never managed to get used to in this game is the camera. The camera is not, it locks itself into position sometimes, which is annoying. So it's really good, if anything, that it gives you this opportunity. Otherwise, if you didn't get these guys, then you wouldn't be able to get your health back. So, oh, come on. Yeah. So it's good in that sense, because then now you're ready to take him on again.
I am not allowed a choice.
Yeah, so that's good. I think if you hold square down and kind of go forwards into him, you're gonna parry and then do like a counter attack. So that's useful. That was something I was trying to get the hang of at this point. Yeah, so as you can see, once you start getting the parrying going, things improve. But he is very quick. Yeah, there you go. You see, that's useful. That counter attack there. If you get that right, then that'll give you a few opportunities to attack him. Yeah, might as well keep that just in case. Exactly like rations, it just kicks in if you get to 0. And the cow is back. Shit. Okay, I'm going to be ready for it this time. That's what I'm talking about. So I parried its charge. And I got access to this, so perhaps it's a good idea to wait for these guys to do their little charge and then take them out like this. So that made my job very easy. I'm very happy when I managed to pull that one off. Right, final phase. Stupid lines. He doesn't like me taunting him, and then all he does throughout the entire battle is taunt, so a bit silly. Yeah, every time he says that, he somehow manages to catch me. So when he says use the intellect to evade my blows, know that you need to be very careful. He manages to kind of get repeat attacks in very quickly. he attacks you and knocks you to the ground, and then before you can even get up and prepare again, he's already he's on top of you. So, but I'm almost there. Bastard! You see, he can string attacks together very quickly. So one of those, I had to use one of them ration things. Okay, I'm getting my ass handed to me right now. Alright, this guy needs to go down. Alright, here it comes. I think once you get to 7.5, you trigger this little interactive finale. Slice the shit out of that thing.
What would an AI know about freedom?
I do like the little conversation between Raiden and LQ, whatever the hell its name is. B rank, not too bad. Okay. Now that first real boss is dealt with, we can get going. Is there an item there? No. Sometimes you can't tell if something's beyond a wall or not when you look at it from far away. So this is kind of like your solid eye type thing, so you can see everything. Data storage. I don't think I collect too many of those throughout this run, so must be a trophy for that or something. This is my attempt at stealth for this bit. To be honest, because they're cyborgs, you get seen very easily. At least I managed to get this guy. At this point I still haven't realised I can Zandatsu that. The thing is with some of these bits, it's kind of it's a mandatory alert, and you can tell from when they tell you what rank you got at the end, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but like for bits like this, I think you always will get an alert. But I might be wrong on that. Ah, shit. Damn it. I'm trying to see if I can kind of just break through. If I hit him hard enough, can I just break through? And you will eventually. Here we go. The boss battles are not always fun, but against the soldiers, because they're easy, it is good fun to slice them into a million pieces. Alright. More kind of interactive cutscene slash gameplay. Slightly Uncharted-esque, those little bits there. And a little bit of Peace Walker as well. Thank God for ninja running. Unmanned gear. Why don't they just call it a helicopter? Okay, obviously your homing missiles are going to be very useful here. Don't know why they don't just call them stingers, or whatever it was called in MG. I think it was called a stinger in MGS4. Maybe not, I forgot. Oh no, it was called a FIM or something like that. FIM. Alright, let's go. So it only takes 25%, and I think there's only 2 of them available. You only get 2 rounds for the homing missile, so the rest of it you're going to have to try and like jump up and do damage to it, which is a little bit annoying because obviously you fall back down, so it's it needlessly wastes your time here. There must be a quick way to do it, but like I said, and I will continue to say, this is a first time very quick playthrough. But when I say quick, I don't mean in terms of my finish time is going to be very quick, but I mean in terms of the amount of time I spent trying to perfect things. is literally first time through for everything. I mean, I guess if you're not happy with a particular section, you know that you've taken too long, or you're not happy with it, you can always just restart from the last checkpoint. So that's the good thing about autosave. But as you might see later on, there's going to be a bit where I completely fucked up because of the autosave. I got screwed over by a particular boss, and I finished all of my ration type things, and because it wouldn't let me go back and from an earlier part of the save, I literally had to redo the entire chapter. So I came to that boss with the right amount of rations, because there was just no way that I could beat him without extra rations. So it can be annoying as well. Interactive cutscene thing. Awesome. I guess it actually makes sense when they do it in this game. If you've ever played Twin Snakes and you see Snake kind of jump on a rocket, it's just ridiculous. But I guess this guy's a cyborg, so it's not too bad. B rank again, I can live with that.